What if events went differently, and Obi-Wan Kenobi never boarded Padme's ship to confront Anakin, but instead walked alone into the heart of the Republic, straight into the lair of the Sith? Welcome back, my fellow watchers of the multiverse, to another brand new What If episode. I'm Max Charlebois, aka MissedThePart, and you're watching Star Wars Week, where we're rewriting fate across the galaxy. In today's episode, we explore a reality where Obi-Wan faces not his fallen brother, but the puppet master behind it all, Emperor Palpatine himself. As the Jedi Temple burns and the Republic crumbles, Kenobi challenges the Sith Lord in a final, desperate duel for the soul of the galaxy. Meanwhile, Yoda is left to confront a corrupted, rage-fueled Anakin Skywalker, no longer a Padawan, but the chosen one turned executioner. Before we dive into this intense alternate showdown, don't miss our brand new merch drop, Grand Theft Kenobi. From the high ground to the hood. Ever wondered what would have happened if Obi-Wan left the Jedi life and hit up Grove Street? We brought that multiverse to life, so grab your gear on the Fourth Wall MissedThePart store. I would highly recommend taking a look at it, and if you use code WHATIF, you can get 10% off, and it's only available for 1 week only. So once it's gone, it is gone for good. It will not be coming back on the channel, so again, all of the proceeds go back into creating amazing content, and I do want to say a massive thank you to our Patreon and YouTube community members. Thank you for fueling this channel and helping us build this story and this whole universe. It's really interesting seeing, especially recently. And again, I do want to say there's tons of behind the scenes content, early access to new videos, and direct input on future what ifs. So hit that join button or check us out on the Patreon. But that being said, let's travel to Coruscant's darkened halls and see what unfolds. And what if Obi-Wan fought Palpatine instead of Anakin? The Jedi Temple still smoldered. Ash floated through the twilight like drifting snowflakes, soft and cruel. Obi-Wan Kenobi stood at the threshold, his boots crunching over shattered holocrons and broken youngling sabers. His cloak, torn at the hem, hung heavy with smoke. The stillness was unbearable. Yoda stood beside him, silent. They looked over the devastation. Statues scorched, the archives blackened. What once was sanctuary had become tomb. "We were too late," Obi-Wan whispered. Yoda's eyes remained closed. The Force trembled around him like water in a poisoned well. Late, yes, but not too late still. The words were meant to steal. They didn't. In a nearby meditation chamber, one of the few left intact, Yoda and Obi-Wan sat across from each other in fading candlelight. Outside, Republic cruisers thundered through Coruscant's skies. The new empire was already taking shape. "We split paths," Yoda said. "You must face Skywalker." Obi-Wan didn't answer. He stared into the center flame. "I trained him," he finally said. "I raised him. I loved him like a son." And now, lost to the dark side he is. Obi-Wan's jaw tightened. He looked away. Anakin is still in there. Yoda slowly shook his head. "Gone, he is. Consumed." "Then why not you?" Obi-Wan asked. The question struck like a saber. "Why not face him yourself? You have the power." Yoda's eyes narrowed, not in anger, but in pain. "Because if fall to me he does, still lost, the order will be. But if fall to you, perhaps more than Skywalker dies." Obi-Wan stood. He stepped into the pale blue glow of a cracked window. I won't kill him. Then fail, you will. Silence stretched between them, until finally, then I'll face the other one. Yoda turned slowly. No. I'll go to the Senate Tower. No, Obi-Wan. He's the one behind this, the manipulator, the infection. He turned Anakin. He started the war. He ends it. Yoda rose slowly. Palpatine is beyond you. So was Maul. Palpatine is not Maul. Obi-Wan's voice softened. Then let me fall, but not by Anakin's hand. I can't be the one to end him, not after everything. Yoda closed his eyes. The Force rippled again, but this time it didn't shiver. It settled into something final. Then go. Obi-Wan blinked. You're not stopping me. Yoda turned to the holomap flickering across the chamber, blue planets spiraling across scorched systems. Stopped, you already are not. This is it then. Yoda's voice dropped. This is it. Obi-Wan stepped forward. He knelt before the Grand Master just for a moment, not out of formality, but out of grief. They touched foreheads briefly, and then parted. As Obi-Wan walked alone through the charred remains of the Jedi Temple, he paused before the statue of Qui-Gon Jinn, one of the few still standing. He placed a hand on the stone. Master, if you can hear me, I need your guidance. No voice came. Not yet. But the silence was no longer empty. A transport bay deep beneath Coruscant. Obi-Wan steps aboard a cloaked infiltration skiff. The destination, the Chancellor's spire, the seat of the Sith. As the ramp begins to close, the wind howls outside, and from the shadows of the temple ruins, a blue light flickers, just faintly, then fades, underneath the calm oppression. Obi-Wan moved like a shadow through the outer rings of the Galactic Senate Tower. His hood concealed his face. His footsteps were light but deliberate, echoing off cold marble halls still scarred by clone trooper boots and blaster burns. He passed statues of chancellors past, each one bigger than the last, culminating in a towering likeness of Palpatine himself, draped in a great cloak, hand raised not in welcome, but in command. The Jedi took a breath. The air was heavy. He entered the dark atrium at the tower's base, a vast chamber of steel and stone, eerily quiet. Two red-robed Imperial guards blocked the lift that ascended to Palpatine's office. Obi-Wan didn't draw his saber. He simply spoke. "You don't want to die for this man." The guards said nothing. One raised his pike. Obi-Wan moved faster than memory. A blue flash, one stroke, both fell. No sound but the hum of his saber retreating. He stepped into the lift. The doors sealed. It rose in silence. The higher he climbed, the colder it felt. The Force wasn't just disturbed, it was corrupted, twisting around him like smoke. He closed his eyes, and in the dark, a light flickered. "You're walking into a storm, my old friend." Obi-Wan's eyes opened. The air shimmered, and there, standing beside him in the lift, was Qui-Gon Jinn. He looked just as Obi-Wan remembered, strong, calm, a warmth in the cold. Obi-Wan blinked. "Master." Qui-Gon smiled faintly. "Still carrying more than you should, I see. I didn't know if I'd ever see you again. And yet, here we are. The galaxy cracks in half and you're still trying to hold it together." Obi-Wan exhaled, voice low. "I couldn't face Anakin. I couldn't do it." Qui-Gon placed a hand on his shoulder. "You were never meant to, but you are meant to finish something." Obi-Wan looked up. "You couldn't stop the Sith. Neither could Yoda. Then how do I..." Not with rage, not with fear, but with understanding. The lift slowed. They were near the top. Listen to him, Obi-Wan, not just his words, his nature, his weakness. Obi-Wan nodded. The ghost faded, leaving behind a stillness that was almost peaceful. The doors opened. The Chancellor's office was exactly as he remembered it, and yet nothing was the same. The sky outside was darker now. The stars were wrong. The chairs were moved. The desk was gone. And in the center of the room by the great window stood Palpatine. He was not seated. He was not cloaked in charm. He faced the city, hands clasped, behind his back, cloak flowing, posture still. "Obi-Wan Kenobi," he said, "I had hoped you'd come." Obi-Wan stepped forward, calm. No tricks, no armies, just us. Palpatine turned slowly. His eyes, not yellow but golden fire, pierced through the dim light. Always so noble, so restrained. You Jedi never understood the moment you lost. He circled. It wasn't Order 66. It wasn't even Anakin. It was peace. You clung to it, worshipped it, and so you suffocated the galaxy beneath it. Obi-Wan's hand hovered over his saber. You created this war. Yes, Palpatine said, smiling. And you fed on every death. Yes. And Anakin. Palpatine raised a finger. Chose. Obi-Wan's face hardened. Then I choose too. He ignited his saber. Palpatine grinned. Excellent. The duel began. It was not like Mustafar. It was not like Yoda's battle. This was something colder, more surgical. Palpatine didn't roar. He whispered, darted, struck with lightning-fast jabs. His saber, a flickering crimson spear, was everywhere at once. Obi-Wan moved like wind through shattered glass, defensive, deflecting, angling for clarity. Palpatine laughed as he struck. You taught him everything you knew, and I taught him everything else. They clashed at the window, shards of transper steel shattering outward into the night. Palpatine teleported behind him in a blur of speed. Obi-Wan blocked, barely. He leapt onto the upper balcony. Palpatine followed, floating like a ghost in the air. What are you fighting for, Jedi? The Order is dead. Your Republic is mine, and your precious Skywalker now calls me Master. Obi-Wan's resolve didn't break. Then I died trying. They clashed again, and this time, Obi-Wan gained ground. A brutal flurry of strikes, a slip of the Sith's defense. Obi-Wan kicked him hard into the far wall. Palpatine snarled, flipped, and hurled a storm of Force lightning. Obi-Wan raised his saber, but too late. The blast tore through his arm. His lightsaber hand flew across the room. Obi-Wan collapsed. Palpatine stalked toward him. And now, your failure is complete. Lightning surged again. Obi-Wan's body jerked against the floor, spasming with every bolt. But then, he smiled. Even through the pain. Palpatine paused. Why are you smiling? Obi-Wan, barely breathing, whispered, because you didn't turn him. Not completely. I still see him. Palpatine's smile cracked, and that's when Obi-Wan vanished. His body faded into light, robes falling still on the floor. Palpatine stood alone. The storm outside subsided. His saber hissed off. The room dimmed. He turned to the window once more, but his reflection was not there. Mustafar's horizon burned red. The lava fields pulsed like arteries, flowing beneath jagged obsidian cliffs, and the looming separatist control tower. Smoke churned upward into the black sky like funeral incense. Inside the fortress, Anakin Skywalker stood over a row of still smoking bodies. The last of the separatist leadership. His chest rose and fell with slow, uneven breaths. The weight of each kill echoed in his bones. He walked alone into the central command chamber. The room was quiet. Until the hologram activated. A towering projection of Darth Sidious flickered to life in front of the viewport. Lord Vader. Anakin didn't bow. He didn't speak at first. His eyes were distant, fixed on the horizon beyond the glass. The Separatists are gone, he muttered. Everything's going according to your plan. Yes, Sidious replied. Everything, except Kenobi. Anakin turned sharply. You said he was dead. Sidious's expression didn't change. He has vanished. So he's alive. No body, no trace. That is not life. That is something else. The Sith Master leaned forward, voice lowering. Let go of your past. Kenobi is nothing now. Anakin's fist clenched. He's not nothing. The projection flared brighter, voice colder. You are Lord Vader, not Anakin, not his apprentice, not his friend. You are mine now. The hologram cut off. Anakin stood alone in the dark. Later, in the fortress meditation chamber, Anakin stared at his own reflection in the polished steel wall, smeared with blood and ash. His face was hard, eyes ringed in red, lips dry and pale. He sat, cross-legged, saber on the floor before him. He tried to meditate, but the silence was broken by a voice, faint, familiar. Anakin. His head snapped up. Nothing. Anakin. He rose, stepping cautiously through the chamber, one hand on his saber. In the shadows near the corridor, Obi-Wan's Force ghost emerged, flickering, pale blue, distant, but real. Anakin froze. No, Obi-Wan said nothing, just stood there, watching him, not judging, not blaming, just sad. You're not real. I never stopped believing in you. You're dead. Yes, Anakin's voice cracked. Then why are you here? Obi-Wan stepped closer. Because it's not too late. Don't lie to me. You were the chosen one, Anakin. It was said you would destroy the Sith, not join them. Anakin looked away. I had no choice. There's always a choice, Anakin shouted. You left me. Obi-Wan's voice dropped. I have failed you, Anakin. I have failed you. Anakin turned, saber igniting, but swung only at air. Obi-Wan was gone. Only the hum of the blade remained, and Anakin stood alone again. Cut 2. Padme's royal cruiser, gliding toward Mustafar. She stares out the viewport, expression unreadable. Her hands are trembling. Yoda stands behind her in the co-pilot seat, hood down, quiet, still. I should be doing this alone, Padme whispers. Alone you are not, Yoda says softly, but clear must be your eyes. You think he's beyond saving? Yoda does not answer immediately. What was Skywalker is now shadow. Padme's voice breaks. Then let me see the shadow. The ship descends through the clouds. Below them Mustafar waits. And that is going to be it for What If Obi-Wan Kenobi went to fight Emperor Palpatine rather than fighting Anakin Skywalker on Mustafar. Now, this would have been a crazy alternate scenario. I think that if it actually happened, I don't know if Obi-Wan would have had I don't know if Obi-Wan would have had what it took to defeat him, to be completely honest with you. And I think we're going to find out what happens in part 2 with what if Yoda went to fight Anakin Skywalker on Mustafar. So that will be coming soon on Star Wars Week. Let us know your input. What do you think of Star Wars Week so far? How have you guys been enjoying the content? I hope that you guys have been enjoying it. But that being said, my fellow watchers of the multiverse, don't forget to check out the merch store on the Fourth Wall website. You can get your Grand Theft Kenobi merchandise from the high ground to the hood. It's available for 1 week only, and once it's gone, it's gone. It will not be coming back on the YouTube channel. So use promo code WHATIF to get a 10% discount off, and this goes for any sort of merchandise. So this promo code will never be going away, so do make sure to write that down. But that being said, massive shout out to the Patreon supporters and YouTube members for always helping us on this YouTube channel. It really does mean a lot to me. But that being said, I will see you in the next video. Take care and have a wonderful day. Peace out.